Okay guys. So another accounting video again, another day. Another sakit ng ulo na naman po tayo today. So ngayon, we'll talk about notes receivable po dito, specifically long-term receivables. Dun sa video discussion natin nung nakaraan, we've talked about trade and other receivables or simply the current receivables. So ngayon, dito tayo sa long-term receivables natin, specifically notes receivable. And ano ba si notes receivable muna? Sabi daw, notes receivable is a claim or it is a receivable that is supported by a formal promise to pay. Okay, formal promise yan to pay by the customer for a certain sum of money at a specific future date, usually in the form of promissory note. So ayun, meron ng promissory note dito with regards to the notes receivable. Sabi daw, notes receivable are fairly liquid asset, but it is part of long-term asset unless it is expected to be collected or to be realized within 1 year, then it should be classified as a current asset. Okay, so long-term assets in notes receivable, that's the rule. Okay, non-current asset yan unless it is expected to be collected or to be realized within 1 year. Okay, now notes receivable can be classified as either interest-bearing or non-interest-bearing. Anong difference? Pag interest-bearing daw ang notes receivable natin, meron daw diyang stated interest rate. Nakasulat daw dyan yung stated interest rate natin. And if non-interest-bearing, then walang nakasulat na stated interest rate. Ano ba yung stated interest rate na yan? That is your nominal rate. Okay, nominal rate daw. Yan, ibig sabihin, pag interest-bearing daw yung notes receivable natin, meron daw nakasulat na nominal rate doon sa promissory note. And kapag walang interest or non-interest-bearing, walang nakasulat dyan na nominal rate. Pero kapag non-interest-bearing tayo, it doesn't mean na wala kang interest income. Okay, meron kang interest income dyan kasi time value of money yan, meron dapat yung na-earn na interest. Ngayon, anong mangyayari pag non-interest bearing ka? Wala kang nominal rate, wala kang stated interest rate. Sabi daw, the interest income or the interest element is already included in the face amount. The face amount is also called as your principal amount. Okay, kung ano yung nakasulat na amount doon sa promissory note, then that is your principal amount. That is also your face amount. Kaya nga tinatawag na face amount yan. Face, mukha, yan yung nakasulat doon sa papel. Yun yung nakasulat doon sa mukha ng papel. Face amount tayo. Okay, balikan ulitin lang natin. Notes receivable can either be interest-bearing and non-interest-bearing. To simply put, in layman's term, kapag ang notes receivable daw sa promissory note daw natin, pwede daw na yung notes receivable natin is merong nakasulat na nominal rate or walang nakasulat na nominal rate. Yung nominal rate, tinatawag din siya as your stated interest rate. Okay? O, let's say for example, ito na lang. For example, this is a promissory note. Promissory note yan. This is your principal amount. Principal amount or also called as your face amount. Ito yung date or ito yung place. Ito yung date daw natin ngayon. Sabi daw, magbabayad daw tayo 100 days after this date. Okay? It was issued by Sir A. Sir A promises to pay to the payee, which is si Sir C, the principal amount of 10 million pesos with an annual interest at 12%. Ano yung 12% mo? That is your stated interest rate or your nominal rate. Anong tawag ngayon dito? This is called as an interest-bearing notes receivable. Paano kapag walang nakasulat na 12%? I-assume mo, hindi nakasulat yung 12%. Sinasabi dyan na wala daw nakasulat dyan na in annual interest rate. Then, ang ibig sabihin nun, it is considered as non-interest-bearing. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin daw yung 10 million pesos daw natin, it composes of 1, your principal amount, and number 2, your interest portion. Okay, nakasulat na kasama daw yung interest portion ng notes receivable mo dito sa amount na nakasulat na 10 million pesos. Because as a rule, long term yan. May nakalipas dyan na araw. May nakalipas dyan na taon. Time value of money tayo. Merong pera, pinahiram mo sa iba, dapat meron yung kita. Kumikita yon ng pera din, which is called as your interest income. So kung nagpahiram ka ng 10 million pesos on a long-term basis, walang nakasulat na interest rate, it doesn't mean na wala kang interest income, na wala kang interest revenue. Meron daw interest income. implicitly lang, hindi nakasabi kung magkano yung interest income kasi daw yung interest income daw natin is nakasama na daw dito sa 10 million pesos. Ibig sabihin, yung portion lang ng pinahiram mo is hindi talaga actually na 10 million pesos. Yung portion niyan, yun yung principal amount. Yung portion niyan, kasama dyan is yung interest income. Kasama na daw yung interest income dito sa nakasulat na principal amount or your face amount. Okay, basta ganun lang muna ha. Interest bearing, may nakasulat na interest. Non-interest bearing, walang nakasulat na interest. Pag interest bearing, yung nakasulat dito na principal amount or the face amount. Pag interest bearing, that is solely principal lang yun. Principal lang yun. Okay, merong interest income ka na earned, yung 12% annually. Pero kapag daw non-interest bearing, yung 1 million pesos daw, principal plus interest portion. Hindi ibig sabihin na wala ka daw na-earn na interest income. Meron daw. Kasama na daw dito sa 10 million pesos. Nakuha. Yun lang muna. Tandaan mo lang muna. Meron tayong interest bearing and meron tayong non-interest bearing. With regards to loan notes receivable, specifically long-term receivables. Okay. Measurement principles tayo in accordance with notes receivable. Sabi daw, notes receivable or specifically receivable or generally receivable daw. Receivables can either be a short-term receivable, long-term receivables, na yung long-term receivables pwede mo daw hatiin into 3. Yung long-term receivable mo daw pwede daw na it bears reasonable interest. Ayun. Interest bearing. Pwede din daw na it bears no interest. Ayun. Non-interest bearing. And pwede daw na pwede din daw na it bears interest pero unreasonable daw tayo. Okay? Ngayon, anong difference? Initial measurement natin. Short-term receivables, pare-parehas yan. Lahat ng receivables natin, initial measurement natin is at fair value plus transaction cost po yan. Pare-parehas yan. Pero ang question, ano daw yung fair value natin? That varies na daw. Pag short-term receivable daw tayo, your fair value, okay, it can either be your face amount. Pwede din daw na yung present value natin if it contains a significant financing. Okay, refer ka na lang sa discussion natin ng trade and other receivables dito. Or pwede daw na yung fair value natin is equal to your transaction price if in-apply daw natin yung practical expedient natin in accordance with the PFRS 15 or the revenue recognition principle of our financial accounting and reporting, of our PAS, Philippine Accounting Standards, or the Philippine Financial Reporting Standards, PFRS 15. Okay, ulitin ko lang. Short-term receivable, initial measurement, fair value plus transaction cost. Your fair value is equal. It can either be your face amount. Pag yung binigay face amount, gamitin mo yung face amount. Pag meron daw significant financing or meron daw tayong or significant daw sa yung financing natin, then apply present value. Mag-present value ka raw. Kapag naman daw in-apply mo yung PFRS 15, then use transaction price. If given yung transaction price. Pag hindi given yung transaction price, punta ka lang dito sa face amount. Okay? Now, long-term receivables naman daw that bears reasonable interest, your fair value daw is not equal to your face amount. Okay? Tandaan mo na lang, your fair value is not equal, or fair value mo is equal to your face amount. So, ibig sabihin kung magkano yung nakasulat dito, okay, kung magkano ito, yan daw yung initial measurement ng long-term receivable natin if your long-term receivable bears reasonable interest. Okay, fair value is equal to your face amount. Ano ulit yung face amount? Yung principal na nakasulat doon sa note. Kapag naman daw long-term receivable that bears no interest, your fair value daw, okay, your fair value is equal to your present value of future cash flow. Wherein yung present value of future cash flow is simply your present value of the principal. Kaya nga sinasabi ko sa inyo, itong 10 million pesos na yan, kailangan mo kasing i-present value yan. Yung present value mo, yun yung principal. Yung remaining, yung difference natin, that is your unearned interest income. Okay, yung difference natin is called as your unearned interest income. Kasama kasi yung interest portion doon sa face amount natin. Ulitin ko na lang ha. Long-term receivable that bears no interest, your fair value is equal to your present value of future cash flow. Kasi yung fair value daw natin is not equal na to face amount. Fair value is not equal to your face amount. Now, kapag long-term receivable that bears interest pero unreasonable daw yung interest natin, your fair value din daw is equal to your present value. Ibig sabihin din daw, your fair value is not equal to your face amount. Pero ang difference lang, yung present value natin daw of future cash flow, kailangan mo daw i-present value yung 1, principal daw natin, plus kailangan mo din daw i-present value yung interest natin. Okay, present value of principal plus present value of interest. Kasi it bears unreasonable interest po, ito yan. Merong interest yan dito. May interest yan. But hindi daw 12%. Let's say for example, 3% daw. Yung normal interest rate daw natin nasa 12%. Bakit 3% lang daw yung nandito? O unreasonable daw yun. Ang ibig sabihin daw, yes, meron kang nakukuhang interest, which is yung 3% annually. Pero sabi daw, yung principal daw natin, parehas pa rin daw. It composes of 1, your principal, and number 2, your interest portion. Ano yung interest portion natin dito? Yun daw yung difference ng stated rate versus your nominal rate, which is nasa 9%. Yung 9% daw, kunin mo daw dito sa principal natin or sa face amount natin na to. Okay, yun lang muna. Yun lang muna. Ganun lang muna. Huwag mo munang dibdibin. Isipin mo na lang muna. Notes receivable, it's either long-term receivables that bears reasonable interest. Ang nangyayari, your face amount is equal to your principal. Meron kang interest na nakokolekta. Ito, yung nakasulat dito. Pag long-term receivable that bears no interest, yung principal natin is equal to your principal and the interest portion. Walang interest na nakokolekta annually, pero meron kang interest income annually na saan mo kinukuha daw dito sa 10 million pesos daw na ito. Kapag naman daw long-term receivable that bears unreasonable interest, meron daw interest income dito na nakokolekta, interest receivable na nakokolekta, pero ito lang unreasonable daw yan. 3% lang daw instead of 12%. So yung remaining na 9%, kasi dapat ito yung makokolekta mo Bakit ito lang nakokolekta mo? So meron ka pang interest income portion kasama dito, which is yung 9%. Yung 9% daw, nandito daw yun, kasama daw sa principal natin. Okay, yun lang muna ha. Yun lang muna. So if we can illustrate it further, ganito yan. Bakit kailangan ng present value? Ito kasi yan, future cash flows. Let's say for example, meron kang principal, which is 1 million pesos. Or sabihin na natin face amount na lang to, okay? Mas mabuti. Face amount natin is nasa 1 million pesos. And the principal is 1 million pesos. Ang term daw is 5 years. Okay? 5 years tayo. Ngayon, sa pag-present value daw natin kasi, ito kasi yan. Okay, sa pag-compute daw ng present value ng face amount natin, we can either use present value of 1, present value of ordinary annuity, or the present value of annuity due. Ginagamit mo daw yung present value of 1 kapag daw nakokolekta mo daw itong face amount na 1 million pesos on a lump sum basis daw. Nakokolekta mo daw yan ng isang beses lang. Isang bagsakan mo daw nakokolekta yan. At the end of the term lang daw. At the end of 5 years daw. Yung dalawa daw natin na to, si present value of ordinary annuity and si present value of annuity due, ginagamit mo daw yan, ginagamit mo daw tong present value natin na to kapag daw installment daw yung collection natin. Okay, hindi daw lump sum, kung installment daw tayo. Ang difference lang, yung annuity due, ginagamit mo daw yan kapag daw yung collection mo or yung first collection mo, na-collecta mo daw yan in advance. Okay, ganito para mas maintindihan mo. For example, face amount mo 1 million, term natin 5 years. Let's say for example, gawa natin ng timeline. Ayan yung timeline natin. Present value of 1 muna tayo, lump sum. Nung present value of 1, nagkaroon ka na ng receivable of 1 million pesos. Ganun yun. At the end of year 1, wala kang makokolekta dyan kasi nga lump sum tayo. Pero at the end of year 5 yun, makokolekta mo daw yung 1 million pesos. Ano daw sabi natin? Yung makokolekta mo daw in the previous year, or in the future year, yung makokolekta mo daw ng year 5, hindi daw yan equal dun daw sa value natin ngayong taon. Kasi possible, merong inflation, dahil sa economics natin, merong inflation or kung ano mang etc. nangyayari dyan. So sabi daw, your value of yung makokolekta mong 1 million pesos in the year 5 is not equal dun sa makokolekta or dun sa value ng pera mo in the year 1. So ang gagawin mo daw, yung 1 million pesos mo daw, ibabalik mo daw dito. Then we find the present value. Magkano daw yung value ng 1 million pesos mo in the future year? This year. Okay, ganyan lang naging kwento. Present value of 1 million pesos nag-umutang ka na. Okay, kailan mo daw makokolekta? At year 5. Anong gagawin mo? Present value of 1. Okay, yun lang. O, ordinary annuity. Ang kwento ng ordinary annuity, principal payment natin 1 million pesos. Sabi daw, at the start of year 1 yun, meron ka ng utang na 1 million pesos. At the end of year 1, may makokolekta ka daw na 200,000 pesos. Paano nakuha yung 200,000? Makokolekta mo daw kasi siya sa loob ng 5 years. O 1 million pesos divided by 5 years. Nakakakolekta ka daw annually ng 200,000. So nakakakolekta ka ng 200,000 annually. At the end of year 5, ang makokolekta mo, 200,000. Pag ganito daw ang nangyayari daw, doon sa collection mo ng receivable, ang gagamitin mo daw is your present value of ordinary annuity. And ang ginagawa mo dyan, ipine-present value mo lang isa-isa yung mga 200,000 mo na yan hanggang dito sa year 1 natin. And sa annuity due naman natin, ang ginagawa mo dyan, at the start of year 1, may nakolekta ka na dyan na 200,000. At start of year 2, 200,000 din, same as well sa start ng year 3 kasi nga nakakakolekta ka dyan in advance. Start of year 5, 200,000. At the end of year 5, wala ka na makokolekta kasi nakolekta mo na daw lahat yan. With that is a total of 1 million pesos. Kapag ganito daw yung nangyayari sa collections natin, we use present value of annuity due. Nagkakaroon ng advance collections. Okay. Okay, next. Subsequent measurement. Concepts lang muna. Huwag kayong mag-alala. I-apply natin yan sa practice mamaya. Subsequent measurement. If your fair value daw is equal to your face amount. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Fair value is equal to your face amount. Ibig sabihin, ito daw tayo, short-term receivable or the long-term receivable that bears reasonable interest. Sabi daw, your subsequent measurement is the recoverable amount or the net realizable value. And paano mo yan kinocompute? Simply, your notes receivable at initial measurement less mga subsequent collection mo kasi possible installment tayo. O pag installment, ibawas mo yan kasi nakolekta mo na. Hindi mo na notes receivable yon kasi nakolekta mo na. Less allowances. Ano yung mga allowances natin? Your allowance for doubtful accounts and your allowance for sales discounts kung meron man lang. Okay, that is your ending notes receivable. Kapag naman daw yung fair value mo is equal to your present value, o anong ibig sabihin yan? Dito daw tayo, long-term receivable that bears no interest and the long-term receivable that bears unreasonable interest. Sabi daw, we use, subsequent measurement daw natin, we use the amortized cost. And paano ka daw nag-amortized? Ito daw, ito na lang ang gamitin natin. This table. Meron ka ng mnemonics dyan para hindi mo na makolekta. Dakotin mo pre. Yun. Dakotin mo pre. Da stands for date. Ko for the collection, in for the interest income, amo or mo for the amortization, and pre for the present value. Yan lang. Madali lang to. Maproseso lang, pero madali lang ito. Okay? Now, let's say for example, principal daw natin or the face amount is 1 million. Effective interest rate is 10%. Yung effective interest rate, that is your market rate, hindi yan nominal rate, 10%. Term natin 2 years, non-interest bearing daw tayo. O walang nominal rate. Pag non-interest bearing, walang nominal rate. For example, lump sum tayo. Pag lump sum tayo, ang gagawin mo dyan, pag lump sum, anong gagamitin natin? Your present value of 1. PV of 1. So, paano mo daw gagawin yung PV of 1 natin? Step number 1, we find for the present value factor. Paano mo ngayon hahanapin yung present value factor? Ito lang, yung effective interest rate lang natin. O, tingnan mo na lang yung process natin ha. Effective interest rate, 0.10. 10%, 0.10. I-plus mo lang yan sa 1, that's 1.10. Press the divide sign, then press the equal sign 2 times kasi 2 years tayo. 1 yun, 2 ito yung present value factor mo. That's 0.826. Okay, ulitin natin. 1.10, isang divide, dalawang equals, that's 0.8264. Yan yung present value factor natin. And kapag yung present value factor, pag nahanap mo na, this is the PV of 1 ha. Pag nahanap mo na yan, i-multiply mo na lang yan doon sa face amount natin. That is 1 million pesos. Ito yung present value. Yung present value, we simply put it here, dito. That is equal to 826,446. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin daw, yung principal natin, tama yung principal mo, that is your face amount. Or itong P natin, face amount mo, that is your face amount. That composes of, pag non-interest bearing ulit tayo, anong sinabi natin dito? Pag non-interest bearing, it composes of 1, your principal, and it composes of 2, your interest portion. Ito yung principal mo. 826,446. Yung difference natin na 1 million pesos, 173,553, that is your interest income daw na ma-earn mo daw for a period of 2 years. So yung 173,553, that is considered as your unearned interest income. Okay tayo doon. Unearned interest income natin yan. O ngayon, pag lump sum tayo, pag lump sum ka, okay, ito muna. Collection. Ano ba ibig sabihin doon ng collection? Collection is your installment collection plus your interest receivable. Your interest receivable, however, is computed as the nominal rate multiplied by the face amount. O ngayon, lump sum. Lump sum, meron ka bang installment collection o wala? Meron ka bang interest receivable? Non-interest bearing, walang nominal rate o wala ding makokolekta. O magkano makokolekta mo ng December 31, 2026? Dito sa collection natin, 0. 2027, 0 din tayo. Diba? Interest income mo, magkano? Sir, 0 kasi nominal rate. No, nagkamali ka dyan. Bakit? Your interest income is simply, ito daw yon. Your interest income is simply the effective interest rate multiplied by the present value. Ano effective interest rate mo? 10%. Magkano present value mo? 826,446. So, ang gagawin mo dyan, yung interest income natin is simply 826,446 times 10%. That is equal to 82,644.6. Ayun. Tapos, ang gagawin mo daw, hanapin mo yung amortization. Ano daw yung amortization natin? That is simply your collection less your interest income. Magkano collection mo? 0. Interest income mo? 82,644. O magkano yung amortization natin? 82,644.6. Paano mo daw mahanap ulit yung present value natin? Sabi daw, your present value during the year is equal to the present value in previous year. Add or less the amortization. Ito yung amortization. I-add or i-less mo daw. Yan. Anong gagawin mo? I-add mo o i-less mo? Ito yung tip natin. Lump sum payment natin, ang present value nung principal mo or nung receivable mo, 826,446. Dito sa illustration natin dito, magkano makokolekta mo dapat at the end of the year? Or at the end of the maturity period, di ba dapat 1 million pesos yung buong principal? Magkano makokolekta mo ngayon dito? Kung yung principal natin is 1 million pesos. Dapat by 2027, ang makokolekta mo, 1 million pesos. So, dapat yung present value ng receivable mo, 1 million pesos by the end of 2027. After 2 years. 826,446 pa lang yan. Paano yan mapupunta ng 1 million pesos? Ang gagawin mo, dapat dadagdagan mo. Para madagdagan mo, anong gagawin mo sa amortization? I-add lang natin yun. Ganun lang i-analyze yun. So that is simply 826,446 plus 82,644.6. That is equal to 909,090.6. Tapos, repeat the process lang. Present value multiplied by the interest income. Kasi ano ulit yung interest income mo? That is your effective interest rate times the present value. Magkano effective interest rate mo? 10%. Magkano present value mo? 909,090.6. Tatandaan mo na lang. Tama, yung difference na, yung ending balance natin dapat 1 million pesos. So, ibig sabihin, 909,090.6 less 1 million or 909,090.6 less 1 million pesos, dapat yung i-add natin dito is nasa 90,909.4. Tama? Ibig sabihin, magkano yung interest income mo kung zero collection mo? Squeeze back lang tayo. This is also 90,909.4. Diba? Tapos ending balance natin is 1 million pesos. So, ganyan ang itsura ng amortization table natin with regards to lump sum. So, gawin natin yan using annuity due. Annuity due ulit. Dito muna tayo sa ordinary annuity muna. Ordinary annuity, installment tayo. Pag installment, ibig sabihin may nakokolekta ka taon-taon. Kung 2 years yan, 1 million ng face amount natin. Magkano nakokolekta mo taon-taon? Ito ulit, collection mo, the installment collection plus the interest receivable. May interest receivable ba? Wala, kasi walang nominal rate. May installment collection ka ba? Yes, 500,000. Ilagay mo lang dito. Sa collection natin, annually, meron kang 500,000 na nakokolekta. Magkano ulit yung present value ng January 1, 2026 natin? Ito ba yon? No, hindi mo gagamitin yan. Hanapin mo lang ulit yung present value factor natin. Ano ulit yung present value factor na ginagamit natin pag ordinary annuity? Sabi daw, present value of ordinary annuity daw. Kapag installment tayo, ordinary annuity daw tayo, installment na hindi ka daw nag-advance payment, ordinary annuity. Ngayon, paano mo kinocompute yung ordinary annuity? Ito ngayon ang process. Press mo lang ulit sa calculator natin. Sabihan nyo ako 1.10 ulit, which is your effective interest rate. Divide, press, divide lang. Then press dalawang equal. Kasi nga, 2 years tayo. Ulitin natin, 1.10, dalawang equal, kasi nga 2 years tayo. Then, ito yung PV of 1. Paano mo hahanapin ngayon yung ordinary annuity natin? That is simply minus 1 daw. Divide mo lang din ulit daw kung magkano yung effective interest rate natin. 0.10. Then ito na daw yung present value factor sa ordinary annuity. That is 1.73. Ulitin natin yung process. Baka nalito ka. 1.10 divided by 10 effective interest rate. Press divide. Press dalawang equal kasi daw 2 years. Multiplied by minus 1. PV of 1 kasi, or PV of ordinary annuity kasi tayo, divide 0.10, yung effective interest rate, that is 1.73. Then, imumultiply lang natin yan. Magkano principal mo? 1 million pesos. O wag mong imumultiply yan sa buong 1 million pesos. Dapat imumultiply mo lang yan kung magkano yung nakokolekta mo annually, which is 500,000. So, multiply that by 500,000. Ibig sabihin daw, yung present value natin by January 1, 2026 is nasa 867,768. Ayun. Anong ibig sabihin ngayon yan? Yung 1 million pesos daw na face amount mo, 867,768 daw, yung principal portion. Yung 132,232, that is daw your unearned interest income. Daw yan daw yung interest income daw na na-earned natin dapat annually. So, gawin natin yung amortization table. Interest income mo, paano mo ulit nakokolekta yan? Present or nakocompute yan? Present value multiplied by the effective interest rate. That is 867,768 times 10%. This is equal to 86,776.8. Pa-amortization, ililess mo lang yan sa collection. So, less tayo ng 500,000. That is equal to 413,223.2. O, anong gagawin mo ngayon dito? I-add mo or i-less? Sir, i-add ko kasi in-add ko dito. Oh, no. Bakit? Balikan mo lang ulit. Installment tayo. Pag installment tayo, nakakakolekta ka na ng principal natin yearly. Ano dapat ang value niyan sa December 31, 2027? Magkano dapat makokolekta mo by December 31, 2027? Dapat zero na. Diba? Nakokolekta mo na kasi annually. Dapat by the end of the year, yung value ng principal natin or yung value ng notes receivable natin is zero na. So, ang gagawin mo para maging zero, 867 yan. Ililess natin ngayon yung amortization. Ganun lang i-analyze yun. So, less 867,768 or 867,768 less 413,223.2. This is equal to 454,544.8. Repeat the process lang. Dapat zero tayo dito. So dito, ang yung amortization ko, alam ko na 454,544.8. Yung meron akong collection na 500,000. Yung interest income ko is nasa 45,455.2. O, check mo. Magkano total mo na interest income na na-earn sa loob ng 2 taon? 866 or 86,776.8 plus 45,455.2. That is equal to 132,232. Familiar ba? Yes. Ano yan? That is your 1 million pesos na principal amount less 867,768. Yung total daw na interest income na ma-earn mo sa loob ng 2 taon. Diba? That is for the ordinary annuity. Last natin, for the annuity due. Pag annuity due, ito medyo komplikado ngayon. Sa annuity due, nakakakolekta ka in advance. So dito, January 1, 2026, hanapin mo lang ulit yung present value natin by January 1, 2026. Magkano ngayon yun? Ngayon dito, hanapin mo lang ulit present value factor. That is always your step number 1. PV factor natin. O paano yung PV factor? Parehas lang ulit ng process. 1.10. Press divide. Pero dito, 2 years ka, di ba? Since nakakolekta ka daw in advance, ibig sabihin, yung ipi-present value mo lang dapat 1 taon lang. So press mo daw ng equal sign, 1 lang. Okay, minus 1 lang. Tapos, minus 1 ulit, kasi kanina, di ba, nag-minus 1 tayo. Then, divide 0.10, which is your effective interest rate, plus 1, that is 1.909. 1.909 daw yung present value factor natin with regards to annuity due. Yun yung unang process natin. Ulitin natin. 1.10 divide, isang equal, kasi 2 years minus 1, that's 2. Then, minus 1 divided by 0.12, divided by 0.10, 1.10 divided by isang equal minus 1 divided by 0.10 plus 1, 1.909. Okay? Or, Simply, para hindi ka na mahirapan, computin mo daw yung present value factor natin using ordinary annuity. Paano ulit yon? 1.10 divided by dalawang equal minus 1 divided by 0.10 times 1.10. 1.909. Ulitin ko. Kanina, ulitin ko. PV factor muna ng ordinary of PV of 1. PV of 1, lump sum tayo. Process natin 1.10 divided by dalawang equal, yan na. Multiply mo na yan by the principal amount. Then next natin, ordinary annuity, 1.10 divided by dalawang equal minus 1 divided by 0.10, yan na yon. 1.73553. I-multiply mo na yan sa principal pero yung installment principal lang. Tapos kapag annuity due, 1.10 divided by isang equal lang, minus 1, divide it by 0.10. That is, plus 1, that is 1.909. Or, pwede mo daw gawin, na-computin mo na lang daw yung ordinary annuity, which is 1.10 divided by dalawang equals minus 1 divided by 0.10, 1.73 times 1.10. 1 plus the 10%, that is 1.909. Okay, and 1.909, i-multiply mo lang ulit yan sa principal natin, which is yung principal annually. Magkano ba? Nasa 500,000. Yung present value daw natin is nasa 954,545. Okay, ibig sabihin lang nun, 954,545 less 1 million pesos, ito daw dapat yung interest income natin throughout the year. 45,455. Okay, ngayon, kumpletuhin natin yung amortization table. January 1, 2026, nakakakolekta ka in advance. So, dapat dito may nakolekta ka na 500,000. Kailan next collection mo? After 1 year ulit, January 1, 2027. Okay, so ganyan yan. January 1, 2026, meron kang receivable ng 2026 January 1. Tapos makokolekta mo January 1, 2026. Meron ka bang interest income? Dapat wala. Kasi walang time value of money. Walang nakalipas na araw. Then magkano ang amortization table natin? O amortization natin? 500,000. Anong gagawin mo? Ililess mo kasi nga nakolekta mo yan. So 954,545 less 500,000, that is equal to 454,545. Tapos ito ngayon, yung magiging basis now, December 31, dapat meron ka ng interest dyan na isang taon. Magkano? 10%. O times 10%, that is equal to 45,454.5. Less collection, o wala ka na bang collection? Ito yan, 45,454.5. O plus mo yan dito sa 454,545. This is equal to, sabihin na lang natin, 500,000. And dito, dapat 0 na tayo dito kasi makokolekta mo na yan. So, magkano amortization natin? 500,000. Saan ang galing yung collection natin? Ito, wala ka ulit interest income dito kasi walang nakalipas na isang taon. O walang nakalipas na taon. December 31, January 1, isang araw lang nakalipas. Okay tayo? So, ngayon yung itsura pag annuity due. Okay. Sana malinaw. Okay na? Okay na. Ito pa. Last concept natin. Ngayon, dito sa notes receivable natin, kung mapapansin mo, dalawa yung rate mo. Meron tayong nominal rate and meron tayong effective interest rate. Okay? Dalawa yung rate mo, 'di ba? Nominal rate. Saan yung nominal rate? Minumultiply mo sa face amount para mahanap mo yung interest receivable. Effective interest rate, saan mo minumultiply? Sa present value para daw mahanap mo yung interest income natin. Okay, ngayon ganito. If your face amount is equal to your present value, take note mo, your nominal rate is also equal to your effective interest rate. Ibig sabihin yan, yung interest receivable mo is also equal to your interest income. Parehas yung rate dito. Parehas yung present value sa face amount. O parehas din yung minumultiply mo dito. Parehas yung rate, parehas yung minumultiply. Magkano interest income mo? Magkano interest receivable mo? Parehas din daw dapat. Take note mo na lang that's the rule. If your face amount is equal to your present value, then your nominal rate is also equal to your effective interest rate. Meron kasing mga theory question na ganyan. Okay, wag ka na lang malilito. Ngayon, eto magkakaproblema ka na baka malito ka pa. Meron kasing sinasabi mismo, minsan, sa libro o nabasa mo kung saan man nasagutan mo sa mga test banks natin. Sabi daw, ano nangyari? What if daw, your face amount is greater than your present value? Pag yung face amount mo daw is greater than your present value, that is called as a discount. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Kanina, magkano yung present face amount? 1 million. Magkano ang present value mo? 826,446. O nabawasan yung receivable mo kasi daw, naka-discount daw yung receivable mo. Ang tawag daw doon, naka-discount. Kapag naman daw face amount mo is mas malaki or yung face amount mo is mas maliit sa present value or yung present value mo is mas malaki sa face amount, or let's say for example, yung principal mo 1 million, yung na-compute mong present value dito nasa 1.2, di mas mataas ngayon daw ito. Pag mas mataas daw ito, ang tawag daw doon premium. Okay tayo. Pagka mas mababa yung present value, discount ang tawag. Pag mas mataas yung present value, premium daw ang tawag. Ngayon, ito, tatandaan mo na lang para hindi ka manalito doon sa mga rate natin. Meron kasing minsan na questions, kapag daw yung face amount mo is mas mataas sa present value, then what is the effect or ano daw yung ano daw yung nominal rate natin? Sino daw mas mataas, yung nominal rate or yung effective interest rate? Ito na lang yung tip natin para hindi ka na malito sa kanila. Always remember that your face amount, ang kapartner niyan lagi, nominal rate. Yung effective interest rate, ang kapartner niyan lagi yung present value. So pagpatapatin mo na lang, face amount, ang katapat, nominal rate. Present value, ang katapat, effective interest rate. Kapag daw yung face amount mo is mas mataas sa present value, sabi daw yung nominal rate daw natin is mas mababa sa effective interest rate. Kapag naman daw yung face amount mo is mas mababa sa present value, sabi daw yung notes receivable or yung nominal rate natin is mas mataas sa effective interest rate. Okay, para pag dumating doon sa point na meron ng theory questions na ganyan, ito na yung gagawin mo. Isulat mo lang ito. Isulat mo lang, pagtapatin mo lang face amount and nominal rate. Present value and effective interest rate. Pag mas mataas ay mas mababa. Pag mas mababa ay mas mataas. Ibig sabihin lang, kapag naka-discount yung face amount natin or yung receivable natin, yung effective interest rate mo daw is mas mataas sa notes receivable. And kapag naka-premium daw, yung effective interest rate mo daw is mas mababa sa nominal rate. Yun lang yung kailangan mong tandaan na mga concepts with regards to notes receivable. Dito ka lang mahihirapan sa pag-compute ng amortization table natin. Which is, i-apply natin yan para mas ma-master natin yan dito sa mga prepared natin na illustrations. So, illustration number 1. Sabi sa illustration number 1, on January 1, 2025, ABC Company sold transportation equipment with a historical cost of 2 million pesos and accumulated depreciation of 700,000 in exchange for cash of 100,000 pesos and a non-interest-bearing notes receivable of 1 million pesos. Due on January 1, 2027, the prevailing interest rate for this type of note is 12%. Okay, so i-continue natin. Sinulat ko lang muna yung tables natin para mas efficient tayo sa pagsagot ng mga problems. Ulitin lang natin illustration number 1. Sabi, January 1, 2025, ABC Company nagbenta daw ng transportation equipment with a historical cost of 2 million pesos and accumulated depreciation of 700,000. In exchange daw, binenta daw niya ito kapalit daw ng cash of 100,000 and non-interest bearing notes receivable of 1 million pesos due on January 1, 2027. Uy, ilan receivable natin? Yun, principal daw natin. Sulat mo lang yung mga data. Principal natin is equal to 1 million pesos. Time natin is equal 25, December 31, 2025, December 31, 2026, January 1, 2027, ilang years? 2 years lang daw tayo. The prevailing interest rate for this type of note is 12%. Your effective interest rate is equal to 12%. Magkano daw ba yung nominal rate natin? Ano bang sinabi? Non-interest bearing. So your notes receivable is 12%. Kailan mo daw makokolekta yung principal? This January 1, 2027. Then ibig sabihin, this problem is talking about the lump sum payment. And pag lump sum tayo, anong ginagamit mo? PV of 1. Present value of 1 tayo. Hanapin mo muna yung present value factor natin. O magkano ba? Yung date natin, yung rate natin, 1.12. Press divide. Ilang years? 2 years, 1, 2. Lump sum, ito na gamitin natin. Multiplied by the principal of 1 million pesos, that is equal to 797,193. Or, i-round off na lang natin. Gawin na lang natin itong 797,000 pesos. Yun, 797,000 pesos. Kasi kung gagamitin natin yung PV of 1, ulitin natin, 1.12 divided by 1, 2, 797. Gamitin na lang natin yung PV of 1 natin is nasa 0.797 times 1 million pesos, that is equal to 797,000. Kompletuhin natin. Okay, kompletuhin natin yung amortization table natin. Dakutin mo pre. Collection natin, magkano? Wala. Wala tayong collection dyan annually kasi lump sum tayo tapos walang nominal rate pa. Ay, interest income mo magkano? Simply your present value multiplied by the effective interest rate. 797,000 times 12%. This is equal to 95,640. Amortization mo, 95,640. Ang gagawin lang natin, gusto mong bumalik ito ng 1 million pesos kasi makokolekta mo yan ulit sa loob ng 2 taon. So, 956,640 or 95,640 plus 797,000, this is equal to 892,640. Kailangan bumalik yan ng 1 million pesos ng 2026 o magkano difference natin? That is equal to 107,360. Ito ngayon, 107,360. Okay, nag-squeeze back lang tayo. Paano na-compute yung 107,360? That is simply your 1 million pesos less 892,640. Para lang walang butal. Ginagawa ko yun. Okay? Ngayon dito, turuan kita paano mag-entry. Okay, paano natin e-entryhan daw ito? O, doon muna tayo sa January 1, 2025. January 1, 2025, ang nangyari, nagbenta ka daw. Ano daw na-kolekta mo? Cash. So, debit ka lang ng cash. 100,000. Tapos, kapalit din daw noon, meron ka daw na-kolekta na notes receivable. O, magkano notes receivable natin? Ito, i-recognize mo pa rin dyan. 1 million pesos. Anong kapalit daw nun? Meron daw accumulated depreciation na 700,000 o naka-credit yan. Di ba dapat para mag-recognize yan, i-debit mo ngayon yan. So, debit ka ng accumulated depreciation of 700,000. Ano yung credit natin? O, i-credit mo daw yung equipment. Credit daw tayo ng equipment na ang value is nasa 2 million pesos. Ano pa? Meron ka pang i-credit dyan na isa, which is your unearned interest income. Okay, or shortcutin na lang natin po, gawin na lang natin unearned interest income. UII na lang. Yung unearned interest income mo, ano ulit yung unearned interest income natin? Yung difference ng present value natin, 797,000, over dun sa face amount natin na 1 million pesos, that is equal to 203,000. So, i-compare mo lang, magkano yung debit and yung credit natin. Magkano ba yung debit mo? 100,000 plus 1 million pesos plus 700,000 less dun sa naka-credit mo na 2 million pesos less 203,000. Uy, 403,000. Ibig sabihin lang, meron ka ditong loss. Kulang yung debit mo. So, meron ka ngayong loss of 403,000. So, that is simply your entry. Okay? Nung nagbenta ka. Subsequent entry natin, dito ka na magre-refer sa amortization table natin. O meron ka nakokolekta ng interest income. Anong entry mo sa interest income na yan? Debit ka ng, alisin mo dito yan. Ni-recognize mo yan as unearned interest income eh. I-recognize natin yan. Paano mo gagawin? Debit ka lang. Debit ka lang ng unearned interest income. Ang credit natin is your interest income. Magkano? Itong amount, 95,640. And next entry natin, next year na. Next year, parehas lang ulit yan. Debit ka ng unearned interest income and credit tayo ng interest income. Magkano? Ito lang din ulit yan. O ito naman yan, 107,360. O magkano ni-recognize mo na unearned interest income? 203,000. By the end of 2026, magkano na unearned interest income mo? O i-less mo to. Less 95,640. I-less mo yung 107,360. O magkano ngayon? 0. Diba? 0. Okay, kasi nga sinasabi natin, yung principal natin na 1 million pesos, it composes of 1, your principal amount, or yung face amount natin na 1 million pesos, it composes of 1, your principal amount, and yung interest income na i-recognize mo sa loob ng taons na, ng mga years natin. Okay, which is yun yung ni-recognize mo as unearned interest income at the initial measurement. Sir, akala ko ba, initial measurement natin, kapag notes receivable, non-interest bearing is equal to the present value. Bakit yung naka-recognize na notes receivable is 1 million pesos? Kasi pag tinanong po kung magkano yung present value or magkano yung carrying amount ng notes receivable natin, ililess mo yan sa unearned interest income. Kasi yung unearned interest income is considered as a contra notes receivable account. So, 1 million pesos less 203,000, that is equal to 797,000. Okay, so yan yung entries and yan yung amortization natin with regards to illustration number 1, lump sum payment tayo of non-interest bearing. Next natin sa illustration number 2. Sabi on January 1, 2025, ABC Company sold transportation equipment with historical cost of 2 million and accumulated depreciation of 700,000 in exchange for cash of 100,000 and a non-interest-bearing note receivable of 1 million pesos due in 4 equal installments starting December 31, 2025 and every December 31 thereafter. The prevailing interest rate for this type of note is 12%. Uy, parehas lang dito. Pero ang nangyari daw dito, kailan ka daw nagbabayad? 4 equal installment. Oh no, sorry. Palitan natin to. 2 lang po ito. 2 equal installment daw. So 2 equal installment, anong ibig sabihin nun? Uy, nandito ka. Nandito ka sa annuity. Anong annuity? Or anong annuity? Ordinary annuity. Bakit? Kasi kailan ka nagkaroon ng notes receivable? January 1. Kailan ka makakakolekta ng una? December 31. Ordinary annuity tayo. So hanapin mo na yung PV of present value factor natin. Ordinary annuity, ilan rate natin? 1.12 divided by 2 years, 1, 2, minus 1, divide it by 0.12. That is equal to 1.69. 1.69 times, magkano yung notes receivable mo? 1 million pesos. Ilang beses mo siya makokolekta? 2. So 1 million divide 2, that is 500,000. So multiply mo yan sa installment na makokolekta mo annually, which is 500,000. Your present value, which is ilalagay na natin dito, nasa 845,000. Ayun. Ganun lang pala kadali ito. O, diba? 845,000. Ngayon, hanapin na natin. Magkano collection mo? Meron ba? Walang nominal rate, pero merong principal payment, which is nasa 500,000 annually. Ilagay mo na yan dito. Magkano interest income natin? Present value lang. Present value lang multiplied by the interest rate of 12%, which is nasa 101,400 pesos. Less mo lang yan sa 500,000. Ang amortization natin is nasa 398,600. Okay? Minus mo lang yan. O i-minus mo ba, ipa-plus? O dapat i-minus mo kasi dapat nagbabayad ka annually. Dapat 0 ito. So less 845,000. This is equal to 446,400. O kung 446,400 ito, dapat yung amortization ko dito nasa 446,400 din. O kung 446,400 yan, yung nasa interest income ko dito, iles ko lang yan sa 500,000, that is equal to 53,600. Okay, ngayon, kung i-entryhan natin yan, parehas lang din. Ganito lang din yung entry mo dyan. Debit ka lang ng cash, debit ka din ng loss, debit tayo ng notes receivable, debit tayo ng accumulated depreciation, credit tayo ng equipment, and credit tayo ng unearned interest income. Magkano yung nakolekta mo daw na cash? 100,000. Magkano notes receivable na kapalit? 1 million pesos. Magkano yung accumulated depreciation na i-recognize mo? 700,000. Magkano yung i-credit mo na equipment? Nasa 2 million pesos. Magkano unearned interest income natin? Ito lang yun. 845,000 less 1 million pesos na face amount. That is equal to 155,000. Tapos subsequent measure, magkano loss mo ngayon dyan? 100 plus 1 million plus 700. Kapalit daw na ito. 2 million less 155. Mas mataas yung nasa credit. So meron akong loss nga dito na magkano? 355,000. Ayun. Tapos subsequent measurement lang natin, simply debit ka lang ng unearned interest income, credit tayo ng interest income. Magkano yung interest income mo ba? Ito, 101,400. Same lang ng entry dito. Pero in addition dito sa illustration number 2, meron kang nakokolekta na principal payment annually. So paano mo i-entryhan itong 500,000? That is simply debit cash and credit notes receivable. Credit notes receivable of 500,000. Ayun lang. Ganun lang kadali si illustration number 2. Ma-process lang, ma-proseso lang. Naninibago ka lang, pero madali lang si notes receivable. Mas madali lang si long-term receivables. I-compare natin ngayon yung illustration 1 and illustration 2 sa illustration number 3. Sa illustration number 3, ang sabi, January 1, 2025, ABC Company sold transportation equipment with a historical cost of 2 million and accumulated depreciation of 700,000 in exchange for cash of 100,000 and a non-interest-bearing notes receivable of 1 million pesos. Due in 4 equal, or 2 lang din po ito, 2 equal installments starting January 1, 2025 and every January 1 thereafter. Nagbayad in advance, pag nagbayad in advance, annuity due tayo. Computin mo na. Gusto ko nang gamitin yung shortcut, sir annuity due. Magkano ba yung nominal rate ko dito? Hindi natin naisulat yung nominal rate natin or yung PV factor natin sa illustration number 2. Sige, computin na lang natin. 1.12 divided by 1, 2 minus 1 divided by 1 1.12 divided by 1.2 minus 1 divided by 12, 1.69. Parehas yan dito sa illustration number 1. I-multiply ko lang ng 1.12 ulit. That is 1.89. 1.89 multiplied by, magkano na nakokolekta ko annually? 500,000. That is equal to 945,000. Ang ilalagay ko dito sa present value ko dito is nasa 945,000. Yun. Collection natin, nakakakolekta ka daw every January 1, which is nasa 500,000 annually. O wala kang interest income ng January 1 kasi nga wala pang time value of money. So yung present value mo dito is still 945,000 less 500,000, that is equal to 445,000. December 31, dapat meron kang interest income pero wala kang nakolekta dyan, so zero tayo dito. O magkano interest income mo? 445,000 times your effective interest rate of 12%, this is equal to 53,400. Amortization natin, 53,400. 53,400, anong gagawin mo dyan? I-add ko lang yan, plus 445,000 or gawin na lang 498,400 or gawin na lang natin 500,000 para lang mag-zero out yung balance natin. So amortization natin dito is 500,000, interest income ko is 0, value natin dito nasa 0. Okay, o kung i-entryhan lang ulit natin yan, same lang ulit ng entries dito, maiiba lang ng konti yung amount. Pero dito, ang nangyayari, by December 31, ang entry mo, debit unearned interest income, credit interest income, magkano? Ito, 53,400. Tapos by January 1, dapat nakakakolekta ka, January 1 ka mag-entry na ito. Debit ka lang ng cash, credit notes receivable of 500,000. Yun lang for illustration number 3. O, diba? O, next illustration number 4. Sabi naman sa number 4, on January 1, 2025, ABC Company sold a machine with historical cost of 2 million, accumulated depreciation of 1 million in exchange for a 2-year, 1.2 non-interest-bearing notes receivable due in semi-annual payments every July 1 and December 31 starting on July 1, 2025. The prevailing rate of interest for this type of note is 10%. O, effective interest rate natin, i-analyze lang natin, 10%. Time natin, 2 years daw. O, wag mong gagamitin 2 years. Bakit? Kasi nagbabayad ka daw semi-annual payment. Ilang beses ka nagbabayad ngayon? Kung yung term mo is 2 years, nagbabayad ka 2 beses sa isang taon kasi semi-annual daw yan, yung time natin, nasa 4 years. O, yung effective interest rate mo, wag mo daw gagamitin ng 10% daw yan. I-divide mo daw yan ng 2 kasi daw 2 beses ka nagbabayad. So, your rate only is nasa 5%. Okay, ganun lang yun. O, magkano yung pinautang mo? 1.2. 1.2, ilang beses ka nagbabayad? 4 payment. So, divide by 4. 1.2 divided by 4. Yung semi-annual payment natin is nasa 300,000. O ngayon, hanapin mo na ngayon. Kailan ka nagbayad ng umpisa? July 1. So hindi advance. So ordinary annuity. So hanapin mo na ngayon, present value of ordinary annuity, ang rate na gagamitin mo, 1.05. Divided by ilang years? 4 na taon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 1. Divided by ilang years? 0.0. Or ilang percentage? 0.05. 0.05, 3.54. Gamitin mo na 3.54, i-multiply mo na yan sa 300,000. That is equal to 1,062,000. Okay tayo. 1,062,000. Okay. Present value natin nasa 1,062,000. Tingnan ko lang. Okay, so 1,062,000 nga tayo. 1,062,000, hanapin mo na ngayon. Meron ka ba nakokolekta? Yes, meron ka nakokolekta 300,000 every semi-annually. Nakakolekta ka na 300,000. Magkano interest income natin? 1,062,000 multiplied by effective interest rate natin, 10%. Pero gagamitin mo dyan, 5% lang din ulit. Times 0.05, this is equal to 53,100. Less 300,000, that is equal to 246,900. O nakakakolekta ka dapat mag-zero out tayo dito. So anong gagawin mo dyan sa 246,900 na yan? Imamiless mo yan sa 1,062,000. 1,062,000, that is equal to 815,100. Okay, 815,100. And then, repeat the process lang tayo hanggang mapuno mo yung amortization table natin. So, 815,100 times 0.5%, this is equal to 40,755 less 300,000, that is equal to 259,245. Less mo lang dito, 815,100, that is equal to 555,855. times 0.05, this is equal to 27,792.75 less 300,000, amortization natin is nasa 272,207.25. Less mo lang yan sa 555,855, this is equal to 283,647.75. I-less mo yan lang dito. Dapat 0 kasi yan. So, ibig sabihin, yung amortization ko dito dapat nasa 283,647.75, which is yung difference ng 300,000, which is nasa 16,352.25. Yan lang yung interest income na ma-earn ko during the year. Okay, that is for illustration number 4. Parehas lang ito sa illustration number 2, pero dito ang nangyari semi-annual payments. Tandaan mo na lang, pag semi-annual payment, yung interest natin divide mo ng 2. Yung time mo na 2 years, i-multiply mo ng 2. 4 years tayo. Okay? Tapos kapag naman daw quarterly, meron minsan quarterly naman. Pag quarterly naman, divide 4 times 4. Okay? So that is for the illustrations 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yan lang yung differences ng lump sum, non-interest bearing installment ordinary annuity, tapos annuity due, tapos kapag merong semi-annual payments. Merong questions minsan. Tinatanong daw sa atin, magkano daw yung current asset and yung non-current asset, or your current receivable and non-current receivable. Mag-refer ka lang po sa amortization table natin. Ito yung present value mo. Ito na lang tayo. Ito yung present value natin, 845,000. Magkano daw yung current portion and non-current portion? O isipin mo na lang, di ba nakakakolekta ka annually? So ibig sabihin, kung nakakakolekta ka annually, nakokolekta mo yan within 1 year. O yung nakokolekta mo within 1 year, dapat lang na-classified siya as your notes receivable classified as current asset. O magkano ba yung nakokolekta mo annually? Ito yun. So ibig sabihin, itong 845,000, 398,600 yan, current asset, 446,400 yan, non-current asset. Kasi kailan ko ba ito makokolekta? Next year pa. O dito naman, 945, magkano current? 53,400. Magkano non-current? 500,000. Ito pala yan, 445. 445, magkano current? 53,400. Magkano non-current? 500,000. Dito, 1,062,000. Magkano non-current? 815,100. Magkano non-current or magkano current? 246,900. Okay, refer ka lang sa amortization table natin. O, ito ngayon, illustration number 5. Sa illustration number 5 naman, ang nangyayari ngayon dito, meron daw tayong unequal payments. O, kanina kasi unequal collections. Yung collections natin equally. Kung mapapansin mo, 500,000 equally. Dito ngayon daw, hindi daw equal. 600, 400, and 200,000. Pag ganyan daw yung mangyayari, ganito mo daw yung gagawin. O, basahin mo natin question. Sabi, on January 1, 2025, ABC Company sold a machine with historical cost of 2 million and accumulated depreciation of 1.1 in exchange for a 3-year 1.2 non-interest-bearing notes due as follows. Mag-focus lang muna tayo sa interest or sa receivable portion, ha. Hayaan muna natin yung gains natin and yung entry natin for the equipment. Okay, focus na muna tayo sa receivable. Dito tayo sa amortization table. So, ang gagawin lang daw natin kapag ganito, wag ka na daw mag-present. Yes, installment. Pag installment, dapat PV of ordinary annuity. Diba? Lalo na December 31 ka nakakolekta in advance. Pag ganyan daw ang nangyari, pag unequal payments daw tayo, ang gagawin mo lang daw natin is your PV of 1. I-multiply mo daw yan dalawa o yung tatlo na yan sa PV of 1. Okay, pero yung pag PV of 1 natin, hindi daw tayo constant. O, ganito na lang. Follow me na lang. 1.12 divided by isang equal, that is equal to 0.89. O, yung unang taon daw, i-multiply mo daw sa 0.89. Isang equal ulit, that is 0.79. Yung pangalawang taon, i-multiply mo daw sa 0.79. Pangatlo, 0.71. O, yung pangatlong taon, i-multiply mo daw sa 0.71. Yun lang. Tapos, gawin na natin, 600,000 times 0.89 M plus 400,000 times 0.79 M plus 200,000 times 0.71 M plus, recall memory. Ibig sabihin daw, yung present value daw natin by the end of the year netong 1,200,000 na non-interest bearing note natin is nasa 992,000. Ilagay mo ngayon yan dito. 992,000. O magkano nakokolekta mo? O 2025 ang nakolekta ko daw dyan, 600,000 eh. Dito daw 400,000. Dito daw 200,000. O hanapin mo ngayon, interest income natin. Interest income mo, 992,000. Ilan yung rate? 12%. 992,000 times 12%, that is equal to 119,040. Less 600,000, this is equal to 480,960. Anong gagawin mo dyan? Dapat mag-zero out tayo dito. O, less mo yan dito? Less 992,000. This is equal to 511,040. Multiply by 12% lang ulit, which is yung interest income natin dito. This is equal to 61,324.8 less 400,000, which is yung collection natin dito para mahanap mo yung amortization dito. That is equal to 338,675.2. Tapos, i-less mo lang yan dito. That is 511,040. This is equal to 172,364.8. Okay, ano gagawin mo ngayon dito? O dapat daw yung amortization, dapat daw 0 yan eh. So dapat yung amortization ko dito, 172,364.8. Okay, squeeze up lang tayo dito. O magkano ba yung collection mo? 200,000. O magkano interest income natin? Difference lang na ito. Less 200,000, this is equal to 27,635.2. Okay, so that is for illustration number 5. O illustration number 6. Parehas lang din daw sa illustration number 6. Pero yung collection daw natin is nag-start na daw ng 2025. O pag nag-start ka ng January 1, 2025, walang time value of money o walang interest yan. Ang gagawin mo lang dyan? Times 1 lang daw yan. So this is equal to 600,000. Tapos itong 400,000 natin na yun, i-multiply mo daw yan sa PV factor ng 1, which is 1.12 divided by isang equal nasa 0.89 o times 0.89 daw ito. Tapos isang equal daw ulit nasa 0.79 times 0.79 daw ito. O hanapin na natin yan. 600,000 yan o M plus 400,000 times 0.89 o i-plus mo lang yan dun sa 600,000. 200,000 times 0.79 o i-plus mo lang yan dun sa kanina. Recall memory natin. So yung ending value daw natin or yung present value daw natin dapat is nasa 1,114,000. O ilagay mo lang yan dito. Present value daw natin nasa 1,114,000. O January 1, 2025, nakakolekta ka na ng 600,000. Dito 400,000. Hindi, dito pala. Dito 400,000 and dito nasa 200,000. Okay? O magkano interest income mo? 0 pa kasi walang taon na nakalipas dyan. O this is equal to 600,000. 1,114,000 less 600,000. This is equal to 514,000. Tapos i-multiply mo lang yan para mahanap mo yung interest income sa 12%. Times 12%. This is equal to 61,680. By December 31, dapat nag-recognize ka ng interest income of 61,640. O magkano wala ka naman dito? O 61,640. 680 din ito. 61,680. 61,680. Ipa-plus mo ngayon yan dito. 514,000. That is equal to 575,680. Tapos dito, 0 yan. Less ka daw dito ng 400,000. Less 400,000, your ending balance dito is nasa 175,680. Multiplied by the interest income of 12%. This is equal to, meron ka daw ditong 21,081.6. So dito 21,081.6. I-assume na lang natin 200,000 ito. So dito, 200,000, 0 tayo dito. Okay, para lang, walang butal sa atin. So that is for the illustration number 6. O, last na ba to? Illustration number 7. And last natin ito for the amortization table. O, illustration number 7, sabi lang, on January 1, 2025, ABC Company sold machinery costing 2 million. Accumulated depreciation, 150,000. In exchange for 2-year, 3%, 1,200,000 note receivable. Uy, 3%, ibig sabihin ito yung nominal rate. Nominal rate daw, may nominal rate daw tayo. Principal is to be collected in lump sum basis. Interest on the outstanding principal balance are due annually. The prevailing interest rate, ayun, 12% effective interest rate. Ibig sabihin daw, nominal rate is not equal to your effective interest rate. O, anong gagawin natin dito? This is considered as, ito daw tayo dyan, long-term receivable that bears unreasonable interest. E anong sinabi natin dyan? Your fair value is equal to your present value at future cash flow, wherein kinocompute mo daw yun using this present value of principal and present value of interest. I-add mo daw yun. O, magkano yung principal natin? Ayun, 1,200,000. Nakokolekta mo daw on lump sum basis, then i-multiply mo yan sa PV of 1. PV of 1 tayo dyan. O, yung rate natin, magkano yung rate mo? 3%. O, magkano interest income na na-earn natin? 1,300,200 times 3%, that is equal to 36,000. This is your interest income. O, saan mo i-multiply ngayon yan? Tandaan mo na lang yung concept. Kailan mo nakokolekta interest income? Annually. Nakakakolekta ka annually, fixed rate, 36,000. Anong gagawin mo dyan? PV of ordinary annuity. Ayun. O, hanapin natin mga PV factor natin. O, ilan yung effective interest rate? 12%. 1.12 divided by, ilang years tayo? 2 years. 1, 2, 2. PV of 1 is nasa 0.797. 336 or 1.12 divided by ordinary annuity na. 1, 2 minus 1 divided by 0.12, that is equal to 1.69. O, i-multiply mo lang parehas. 1,200,000 times PV of 1 of 0.797, that is equal to 956,400. Ito, 36,000 times 1.69, that is equal to 60,840. I-plus mo lang parehas yan, 956,400. Yung present value daw ng notes receivable mo is nasa 1,017,240. Ayun. O, present value natin dito is nasa 1,017,240. O, meron ka ba nakokolekta na collection? Eh, wala. Installment eh. Ay, lump sum basis tayo. Eh, joke. Hindi yun. Hindi lump sum payment. Hindi. May nakokolekta ka pa rin dito, which is your interest receivable annually. So, meron ka nakokolekta dito na 36,000 annually. O, 1,017,240 times yung effective interest rate mo na 12% times 0.12 times 0.12, this is equal to 122,068.8 o less 36,000. Yung amortization natin is nasa 86,068.8. 1,017,240. Dapat 1.2 yan. So, dapat ending balance natin dito, 1.2. Anong gagawin mo sa 86,068? I-add ko. 1,017,240. This is equal to 1,103,308. Ayan na lang, 308. 1,100,308 o dapat 1.2. Ito, ilas mo lang yan dito. 1,200,000, this is equal to 96,692 dapat yung amortization ko. Ilas ko yan sa 36,000. O yung interest income ko daw dapat nasa 60,692. Ayun, for illustration number 7. Yan ang nangyayari kapag with interest pero unreasonable tayo. Okay, o yan na nagtatapos yung amortization natin. O ngayon, try natin mag-solve ng mas mabilisan using multiple choice problems. O sabi dyan, illustration number 6, ganito yung maganda. Okay, usually sa mga tests na iti-take natin, yung present value factor binibigay na. Okay, binibigay na. Okay, hindi mo na kailangan computein yung present value factor. Sige, gawin natin. Illustration number 6, sabi, on January, additional illustration, okay? Sabi dyan, on January 1, 2021, OTT company sold goods for Fox company. Fox signed a non-interest bearing note requiring payment of 600,000 annually, 7 years. The first payment was January 1, 2021. Oy, advance. Advance. The prevailing interest rate for this type of note is 10%. Dalawa daw yung binigay mo. Dalawa daw yung binigay sa'yo. Ordinary annuity parehas, pero yung isa 6 period, yung isa 7 period. Anong gagamitin mo dyan? Advance payment. Ilang years daw? 7. Kung nag-advance payment ka, dapat yung present value mo, 6 period lang. 'Di ba? Tama. 6 period lang. So, gagawin mo dyan, magkano daw? 600,000 annually. 600,000 annually times, ito na gamitin mo, 4.36. That is equal to 600,000 times 4.36. This is equal to 2,616,000. Ano yung question number 1? What amount should be recorded as sales revenue? O ano ba i-recognize mo as sales? Kung magkano yung makokolekta mo? O magkano ba makokolekta mo? Notes receivable mo, 2,616,000. Yan yung makokolekta mo. Plus, yung advance payment mo sa 600,000. Kasi nagbayad ka in advance, di ba? January 1, 2021. Hindi yan kasama dito. Kasi ang present value mo lang is naka 6 periods tayo. So, i-add mo lang yon 600,000. That is equal to 3,216,000. Okay, plus 600,000, 3,216,000. Yan. Yan yung initial measurement natin din ng notes receivable. 3,216,000. What is the carrying amount of the notes receivable on January 1, 2021? Ito na yun, di ba? Ito na yung present value natin dapat, 3,216,000. Kaso, di ba, nagbayad ka nga in advance, so dapat 2,616,000 lang din. So, letter B for number 2, which is equal lang dito. Pero yung i-recognize mo na sale, yung notes receivable plus the advance payment. Number 3, what amount should be recognized as interest income? O ano ba yung interest income mo? Di ba yung present value times the effective interest rate? Magkano ba present value mo? Ito na yun, 2,616,000. Magkano yung effective interest rate? 10% o times 10%. That is equal to 261,600, letter C for number 3. Di ba? Ang dali lang. Pag nagets mo na yung amortization table, kahit hindi ka na mag-amortization, pwede mo nang gawin ito. Number 4, what is the carrying amount of the notes receivable on December 31, 2021? O ano ba yung carrying amount natin? Di ba? Doon sa amortization table natin, that is your present value plus or less natin yung amortization. O ano ba yung amortization natin? That is your interest income less your collection. O magkano ba nakokolekta mo? 600,000. O magkano nakokolekta natin? 600,000. O magkano interest income mo? 261,600. So magkano carrying amount natin? O magkano ba to? 2,616,000. 2,616,000 plus yung interest income mo. O net mo na to. Sige, 600,000 less 261,600. This is equal to 338,400. 338,400. 338,400. Okay, so yun. Correction lang. December 31, 2021. Kung magpe-present value tayo dito or kung mag-amortization tayo, that is January 2021, January 2021, December 31, 2021, and January 2022. Present value natin dito is nasa 3,216,000. Nakakolekta ka in advance, 600 dito. 600,000. So 3,216 less 600, this is equal to 2,616,000. Tapos December 31, 2021, wala kang makokolekta dito. So wala ka nang ililess dyan. Pero meron kang interest income, which is nasa magkano ito? 261,600. So ipa-plus mo yan. 261.6, this is equal to 202,877,600. Kaya sa number 4, ito tayo. Letter D. Yun, 2021. Hindi mo na pala ilas yung 600,000 kasi nilas mo na yung 600,000 noong January 2021. Okay, so that is for illustration number 6. Oh, mas master rin natin. Isa pang illustration. Meron pa. Illustration number 7. Sabi, on December 31, 2021, Park Company sold used equipment with a carrying amount of 2 million in exchange for a non-interest bearing note of 5 million requiring 10 annual payments of 500,000. The first payment was made on December 31, 2022. 2021, 2022, isang taon na nakalipas. Okay, ordinary annuity ito. The market interest rate for similar note was 12%. The present value of the ordinary annuity at 12% is 5.65 for 10 years and 5.33 for 9 years. Ito na gagamitin ko. 5.65. O magkano ba? 10 equal annual installment. O non-interest bearing note. Noong note natin, 5 million pesos. Magbabayad ka daw, 10 equal annual payments of 500,000. So that is simply 500,000 times 5.65. Magkano yan? 500,000 times 5.65, this is equal to 2,825,000. Kaya dito sa illustration number 1, problem na requirement number 1, letter B, yung sagot natin. Magkano yung carrying amount ng notes receivable mo by 2021? Ito na yun, 2,825,000. That is the present value. Number 2, what amount should be recognized as gain on sale of equipment? O, gawin natin yung entry natin. O, entry mo, ano nangyari? Nagbenta ka ng equipment. 'Di ba? Nagbenta ka ng equipment, so sabihin na lang natin, credit ka ng equipment 2 million pesos. Nag-debit ka ng notes receivable, magkano? 5 million pesos. Magki-credit ka ng unearned interest income, magkano unearned interest income mo? Yung present value na 2,825,000 less yung face amount na 5 million pesos, unearned interest income natin is nasa 2,175,000. I-compare mo lang, magkano to? 2,175,000 plus 2 million pesos, 4,175. Uy, lugi, or sobra yung nakolekta ko. So, meron kang gain. Magkano gain mo? Less 5 million pesos. Less 5 million pesos. This is equal to 825,000. Letter C for number 2. That is your gain. Number 3, magkano daw i-recognize mo na interest income? O ano ba yun? Di ba present value lang yun? Present value multiplied by the effective interest rate of 12% times 12%, that is equal to 339,000, letter B, for 2022. What is the carrying amount of the notes receivable on December 31, 2022? O magkano face value or magkano present value? 2,825. Nakakolekta ka ng interest income. O, ito na. 2,825,000. Ililess mo lang yan doon sa amortization natin. O magkano amortization natin? That is your 500,000 na nakokolekta annually. Ipa-plus mo lang yung interest income natin na nakompute natin kanina na 339,000. This is equal to 2,825,000 less 500,000 plus 339,000. This is equal to 2,664,000. Letter A for a requirement number 4. Di ba? Next. Illustration number 8. Actually, these are the last illustrations natin. Last two illustration tayo. Sabi, illustration number 8. On December 31, 2021, Chang Company sold a machine in the ordinary course of business to Door Company in exchange for a non-interest-bearing note requiring 10 annual payments of 1 million pesos. The entity made the first payment on December 31, 2021. Okay. Annuity due na naman to. The market interest rate for similar note at date of issuance was 8%. Sinabi daw, 8% for 9, 8% for 10. Ang relevant sa atin, 6.25 for the 9 period lang. What amount should be recognized as sales revenue? O parehas lang ulit kanina. 1 million pesos times 6.25. 1 million pesos times 6.25. This is equal to 6,250,000. I-plus mo yung advance payment mo na 1 million pesos. This is equal to 7,250,000. Okay, si 7,250,000, that is your requirement number 1. Magkano yung sales natin? 7,250,000. Magkano daw yung carrying amount ng notes receivable mo? Ito yun, 6,250,000, letter C. Magkano yung i-recognize mo daw na interest income ng 2022 o 2021, 2022? Magkano i-recognize natin? That is 6,250,000, yung present value mo ng 2021 times, okay, times 8%, that is equal to 500,000. Yun, letter C. What is the carrying amount of the notes receivable? O that is simply 6,250,000. Kailan daw? 2022. O i-plus mo lang, 500,000. 500,000, that is 6,750,000 less 1 million pesos. 2022, makakakolekta ka ulit dyan kasi nagbabayad ka na every December 31. Less 1 million pesos, that is equal to 5,750,000. Kaya for question number 4, letter D. Diba? Last. Illustration number 9. Magkano daw i-recognize natin na interest income? Okay, illustration number 1, sabi sa 9, sabi dyan, on January 1, 2021, Mill Company sold a building and received as a consideration a 1 million peso cash and a 4 million peso non-interest-bearing notes due on January 1, 2024. There was no established exchange price for the building and the note had no ready market. The prevailing rate of interest for a note of this type was 10%. The present value for the 3 period is 0.75. How much the interest revenue should be included in the 2022 income statement? Okay, 2022 daw tayo dito. Okay, 4 million pesos non-interest bearing note, binigyan na 0.75 sa atin. Lump sum naman daw tayo dito. 4 million pesos times 0.75, that is equal to 3 million pesos. 3 million pesos. Okay, kung gagawin natin dito, present value. Sige, gawin natin sa Sige, present value natin 3 million pesos. Okay, dakotin mo pre. Okay, dakutin mo pre. Dito tayo. 3 million pesos. Okay. Collection natin. Kailan ka makakakolekta? Wala ka makakolekta. Interest income mo, magkano? Effective interest rate, 10%. 3 million times 10%. This is equal to 300,000. Amortization natin, 300,000. Anong gagawin mo dyan? 3 million. Dapat 4 million yan dito. So, mag-a-add ka dito ng 300,000. Kaya dito, 3.3 million na yan. Okay? This is, kailan ka nag-start? January 1, 2021. So, this is for December 31, 2021. Anong hinahanap sa'yo? 2022. Baka malito ka. December 31, 2022. So, wag mo isasagot yung 300,000. Mali yan. Kasi dapat 2022, which is ang basis na ng 2022 natin na interest income is yung present value na 3.3. 3,300,000 times 10%. That is equal to 330,000. Kaya ang sagot natin for illustration number 9 is letter D. Iyon. So, be careful with the dates. Be careful with the differences ng interest-bearing with reasonable interest, non-interest-bearing in the or interest-bearing with unreasonable interest. Be careful also with the annuity due and the ordinary annuity. Be careful also with the semi-annual payments, annual payments, and the quarterly payments. And also, be careful kung ano yung tinatanong sa'yo. Pwedeng interest revenue next year, interest revenue this year, carrying value carrying amount this year, which is your present value, or the sales revenue natin. So, be careful lang. Experience lang ang kailangan mo. Madali lang si notes receivable. Ma-process lang kasi kailangan mo mag-amortization. Pero once na-gets mo, once you've gathered all the experiences you need, madali na si notes receivable. Kailangan mong aralin yung amortization kasi that amortization will be your foundation kasi kailangan mo din yan sa mga future topics na aaralin mo. For example na lang, sa liabilities, meron ka dong notes payables na kailangan mo ding mag-amortization. Sa investment natin, meron ka dong investment that are measured at amortized cost which is kailangan mo ding mag-amortization doon. Okay, amortization is very important. Although yes, ma-process. Yes, nahihirapan ka ng konti. Pero importante, so kailangan mo lang tiyagain. So yun lang muna. God bless, good luck, and ciao!